Because no matter how hard you try to implement these discriminatory policies in the right way, you are never going to find a right way to do the wrong thing.
You know, every now and again there is a video that comes around that just makes you stop, listen, and be present for the wisdom that is shared. And also grateful that for every far-right Looney Tune pushing for the banning of books like The Life of Rosa Parks,
language of quote-unquote parental rights and freedom hides the sinister fact of this legislative text. If you notice in these arguments, they are not really discussing what is actually in this legislation. But before they claim that this is not about banning books and not about harming the LGBT community, let's just look at the impacts of similar Republican legislation that has already passed on the state level. Look at these books that have already been banned due to Republican measures. The Life of Rosa Parks.
There are parents like this father in Virginia Beach, willing to stand up in a room that likely is full of people that oppose everything he has to say, but he says it anyway.
Well, I'd remind you that slavery and segregation also used to be the law here in Virginia, and that there is no right way to do the wrong thing.
And he doesn't yell out of a thirst to draw attention to himself, nor does he resort to ad hominem or inflammatory hyperbole to stoke fear. And get this, he doesn't disparage or even threaten violence that the Republican Party seemingly embraces on a daily basis.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
No,
guy.
stop it.
Is that your solution every poll?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator.
Again, he just speaks from the heart.
Because no matter how hard you try to implement these discriminatory policies in the right way, you are never going to find a right way to do the wrong thing. And Governor Youngkin's policies are wrong. One of the ways you could tell is because you have speakers from groups like Moms for Liberty here to support them. And I'll be real simple in case you aren't paying attention. They're not the good guys. How can you tell? I can help. The good guys don't get declared extremist groups by human rights organizations. Never in history have the good guys been the ones trying to ban books. Never in history have the good guys been a segregationist group pushing to legislate identity. Never in history have the good guys been closely connected with and supported by hate groups like the Proud Boys. And the good guys don't put Hitler quotes for inspiration on the front of their newsletters. Newsflash, they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys here supporting bad policy. And if you support the same bad policy, guess what? You're one of the bad guys too. When you look around and see only the wrong people support what you're doing the wrong thing. Now, you've heard some speakers come up here and say how they love these kids but won't accept them. I'm here telling you that if your love makes somebody not want to be alive, it's not love. That's not love. Some speakers are going to get up here and talk about parental rights. The only right a parent has is the right to responsibility. And if you need somebody else to tell you who your kid is, you're probably not that good a parent. And some are going to get up here and tell you how it's the law. Well, I'd remind you that slavery and segregation also used to be the law here in Virginia, and that there is no right way to do the wrong thing. So do the right thing. Reject these policies that harm and endanger our LGBTQ students. Be the good guys while you still can.
Now, this took place in Virginia, where Governor Youngkin and fellow Republicans were dealt significant blows in the recent election as voters openly rejected the extremism that is now simply the lifeblood of the GOP.
Polls are now closed in several key states where close races could serve as maybe a small preview of coming attractions for the 2024 election.
I think we should progress a bill that protects life, and I just wanted to make sure people understand what we would deliver.
In Virginia, CNN projects Democrats will gain full control of the state legislature, and a major setback for Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin in Virginia, who had been pushing to restrict abortions.
Yeah, a lot at stake. In Virginia, that was really a loss for the governor. And he traveled all over that state to all the different districts. They spent a ton of money trying to get the Republicans to win in both of those establishments. But the no abortion ban, I mean, I think that's what the voters said. What did he want, Brian? He wanted 18 weeks. Is that right, the governor?
16, I think 15 weeks. 15. And he also said, you know, flip the House, keep the Senate. But he lost both. What an epic failure by Governor Youngkin. This is a huge loss.
The subject of book banning is not specific to just Virginia. We've seen constant back and forth across the United States as the Republican-led war on woke spread throughout its base like wildfire as an attempt to send up enough smoke that the voters would be unable to see that aside from fear-mongering and culture wars, they have nothing of actual substance to run on and are, in fact, a deeply fragmented party.
Things about woke is, can you explain it to your mom? The Democrats want to get you in an argument where you're having to define wokeism as if the Webster's dictionary is defining it. And that's not what it is. It could be a feeling. It could be a sense.
The state of Florida, we're proud to stand for education, not indoctrination in our schools.
The bill reads in part, general education core courses may not suppress or distort significant historical events or include a curriculum that teaches identity politics, such as critical race theory, or defines American history as contrary to the creation of a new nation based on universal principles stated in the Declaration of Independence.
And on subject of said book banning, just this week, Grammy Award-winning artist Pink was inundated with MAGA hate and vitriol after announcing that she would be offering free banned books at her concerts in Florida.
I read banned books.
International pop star Pink in an Instagram Live announcing a massive giveaway of books at her concert tonight in Miami. Books critics say have been banned or restricted by school districts in Florida.
Which is really, really, really breaking my heart.
Pink's Trust Fall tour joined by PEN America. The nonprofit will be giving away some 2,000 books tonight. Among these, The Hill We Climb by Amanda Gorman, the young poet known for her performance at President Biden's inauguration.
They're going after books about children of color, stories of LGBTQ families.
Critics point to school districts like Miami-Dade County, which put Gorman's book on a restricted list after a parent complained.
That accept book bans.
Honey, this is how the Holocaust started, when they started burning books, and that's a really scary thing to hear from your old Jewish mother.
Countering the effort from Governor I Can't Smile Without Looking Like My Tongue is separate from my body and is trying to escape before being dragged down into the depths of my dark, if even present at all, soul, Ron DeSantis.
This Republican bill is asking the government to force the outing of LGBT people before they are ready. And talking about the rights of parents in this gallery today, the National Parents Union is here saying don't do this.
But I personally think videos like this are so important to amplify, as it's often the loudest, most outraged parents at these meetings yelling about how hearing the word gay somehow made their kid gay get all the needless attention.
I've been sitting here tonight and I'm appalled by how many gay people are here.
When in turn, parents like this that should be highlighted as the example to follow.
Reject these policies that harm and endanger our LGBTQ students.
We're here in the trenches. We're here with these children. This is 2023. I'm a Christian man married to a woman, but I think everyone should be represented fairly. If you want to keep your kids in a closet and just shelter them from everything, homeschool them. Send them to Christian school. This is a public schools for everyone.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.